Well, welcome to the next episode of the Music and Mental Health podcast. We are joined with the wonderful Claus. We've got Pierce and we've got Liam.
You're right.
This has been something we fucking aim for.
Yeah.
For like since we started.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate you coming on, man.
And I've come dressed like Macca as well. My idol and everything.
Pierce has come dressed like you, man.
Double there, man.
I should have worn my white Converse.
Mate, we should do exchange some emails, shouldn't we? Say what you're wearing. It's embarrassing.
This half match and this half.
Yeah, so I think we're just going to take it back early, really. We can't go into your lives because, again, we'll be here all night.
Yeah.
You've got places to be. So, when was the first time you guys noticed music growing up? You know, was it your parents that got you into it, or...?
I think, yeah, probably, well, definitely for me, it's my mum and dad. Both massively into music. I think you probably say the same as well.
Yeah, man. We're huge, like, musical-based families. Yeah. I think between us, none of our parents could actually play an instrument. So it's quite fucked how we can, but...
Can't sing, can't dance. Yeah. But can walk like Rihanna.
Yeah, neither can we. We're just winging it as well.
So what were they listening to then?
Well, my mum's a massive like disco,
Nuts.
Motown fan, and then my old man used to, love punk shit through the 80s, like the Jam Jam aren't punk, but the Sex Pistols, the Jam, and he's a massive U2 fan as well. So I was just force-fed all that from the age of about 4 or 5, and yeah, it rubbed off on me.
Nice.
I think the first album he ever bought me, well, first 2 albums he ever bought me was the Sugar Babes.
That's fucking sick.
And Arctic Monkeys' first album.
That's a bit cool, that.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a change.
Salvage it there, innit, man?
I'll take the sugar back.
Yeah. Mine was the same, man, I think. Mine was just, my mum was into like Smith stuff, like the 80s, stuff and that. And then, yeah, I think like my mum used to work at this like sandwich cafe, man, and used to like deliver sandwiches to all these like builders and shit. Yeah. It's not a euphemism, by the way. And yeah, we had the sound. The sound of the Smiths album. Had that in it, and then that's how I pretty much started getting into tunes and that. Because we just used to play that like driving everywhere and that. So.
Did that lead you onto instruments then? Like,
I don't know, probably not consciously, but yeah, to a point I think it did, yeah. Because there's a lot of cool guitar sounds at the man.
Well, yeah, I was sent
on
for
those records.
Yeah, I was sent for guitar lessons at about 6-7 years old. I think my dad started the musical version of Project Mbappe.
Fucking hell!
Got your age for
I
great.
think Project Paul Weller, that's probably what you should have called it.
No, that's fucking sick. So when did you two meet? Have you known each other since young, or...?
We met at a Jaws gig, you know.
Did you really?
Yeah, in 2015, yeah. But like, I used to be in another band, and then we'd practice in the same like area as the Claws.
Oh, okay.
So, and then my band like kind of fell apart, and then I was looking for something new, and then got chatting to Pierce a bit, and then we just bumped into each other at a Jaws gig, and then yeah, I just kind of weed my way in.
So what was you called then?
What?
Your old band?
We were called Input Havana.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I was not 13, 14.
Oh, fuck.
And it was quite a bit rocky, and I wasn't really into that.
Mm.
I mean, I was steering away from it. I was into like more indie stuff and that. And I've seen all these were wearing like Adidas and that, and like feeder jackets and shit. It's like, yeah, I want to do what they're doing.
So the Claws was early then, like early.
Yeah, early, man. Yeah, it seems like obviously when you do put out a tune, it does well. Everyone's like, oh, who are these? Like brand new, brand new boys on the block. But I think in most cases it's never that way. Do you know what I mean? It's a long graph. I mean, the other three started. When you, Johnny and Niall started at school, like year 7.
Yeah. Okay,
so,
nice.
Yeah, it shows how old it goes back, really.
Were you writing originals from the off then, like, was you trying to?
Nah. We I think we only started writing our own songs when we were about 16. So, and even then we were still playing mostly covers. I think it's hard to write tunes when you're 13 years old. Like,
You got fuck all to write about.
what are they gonna be about, man?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Getting a pew, man. That's what mine was about.
So we wrote tunes at 16. Yeah.
Yeah. 4 minutes. No, that's class, man. Because I was first introduced to you. You probably don't know. I played a gig with you about 3.5 years ago. Yeah. So I'd just come back from Brighton. I was trying to get my band up and running. I was working at Birmingham at the time, and I was sat in a coffee shop. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. And Future saying Project 2 Buddy's Boogie at the time texted me going, I had someone drop out, do you want to come and do like an acoustic opener at the Vic?
Right.
And like, mate, I had to lend a guitar off someone who's at
Oh
Beard.
yeah.
And
He was fucking shot.
so
wasn't
mate,
he?
Oh, was it with
Candid were there as
Candid
well.
and what they call Oddity Road?
Yeah.
That'd have been
So
it.
my
Yeah, I remember
first
the
gig
bill
back, I literally, like, if I'd have known that like 2 of the bands there were going to be the biggest bands in Birmingham in 2-3 years time, mate, like it was mental. But yeah, I remember watching. I think he did a couple of Arctic Monkeys covers.
Oh yeah, mate,
Yeah.
100%. That was our fucking trademark, man.
Yeah.
If you're booking us like in 2017, you'd know you're getting an Oasis tune, an Arctic Monkeys tune, probably a Catfish tune, maybe a bit earlier,
Yeah.
and an Enemy tune every time.
Because to be fair, mate, like it was great. Like I remember being there going, fucking hell, if this is a standard, like, 'cause we were yet to play a gig as a band, so I was like, if this is a standard, like,
Yeah.
it kind of like, I suppose it kind of woke me really to like how good the scene was, and obviously now it's better. Like,
Well, that's the thing. Is like people.
That's the thing though, that was even a bit grim then though, weren't it? 'Cause I think there was only like
Yeah.
fucking 12 people there or something.
yeah,
So-
I think most of them were like Candy's mum and dad. They
Yeah.
were like the Candy shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going, fucking hell, they're branded, man. Like, and then obviously Oddity Road were there based off the premise it was like Sherlock's manager, wasn't it? Who?
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going anymore.
I don't know, mate, I don't know.
think.
I ain't got a clue, man. To be
Yeah.
honest, I'm bad for it. He knows everything that's going on in the music scene
Yeah,
up and down the country. I couldn't give two shits.
Yeah, mate. I feel that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what they're doing now. I think we only done that gig with them, and I don't even think they spoke to us. So
No.
yeah, no interest in
Oh,
what
that
they're
was
doing.
like me. I did it with the Sherlocks about 3 or 4 years prior,
Really?
and we were the reason that they went to Gavin Monaghan because
Really?
their manager was like, "Oh, who did your drums?" So they went to Gavin. They had like a minor hit. I think it was "Live for the Moment" or something.
No,
If that was on the first album, I think.
Mm.
And he didn't even speak to us, the bastards. Like, so I was, at
Really?
that point, I didn't like him, and I didn't like Oddity Road because of that. I was like, I don't like any.
Is that why you played the gig? Just to pinch their fans in spite of them and that?
I genuinely think I was there. I kept pulling like Rob for a chat, going, "Oh, he's a fucking wank, man." Like, I think Rob was there going, "Who's this guy, man? He's drunk and he's just slagging
Yeah,
everyone."
Rob out of Candid?
Yeah, bro.
Bet he was proper scared, weren't
He
he?
was just delighted to have a mate.
Yeah.
No, it's weird Birmingham because obviously we've been on the Birmingham scene for how many years,
Yeah, no one knows who we
and
are.
no one knows what the fuck. No, but no one seems to know what the fuck's going on with Birmingham until you guys and Candy came out. Like, there was obviously the Jaws piece,
Swim Day.
Swim D.
Wolf Alice come from it as well, didn't they?
I think the same.
I think it's like if you're not looking for it, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We never tried to like come out of it going, "Oh, we're gonna start this fucking like revolution in
Like,
Birmingham." Do
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And we're gonna get all our powers on. It's just like we just stuck to what we were doing and worked hard at it and stuff, and it done well. And then you know what I mean. And then as a result, it's helped like a few bands and stuff like follow it and that, which is like good, man, because it's really natural and organic the way it's.
When was it?
happened, do you know what I mean?
Did you actually like, notice the shift when people started coming to the shows and they weren't people that you did know? And has it ever felt like that when you kind of gone, "Oh shit, people kind of know who we are"? And
We've done it gradually, haven't we?
I don't know. I feel like I never really hit a point where it's like, oh, I actually don't really know anyone that's here tonight. It kind of just happened like gradually over time. Obviously, the first few gigs was just full of a whole community of people that like one of us would have known from somewhere, and then when the word started to spread and other people started hearing about it, then it'd kind of be like 80-20, then the next headline was 60-40, and then
That's what I mean, man, it's just organic, man. It's like-
now you probably get like 50 of your pals there and like 600 of us that you ain't got a fucking clue who they are, but you're just glad they're there to enjoy.
because was the Institute gig mainly your friends and family, or was
What,
that one
the,
of the?
the institute?
Was it the 2-3 one that Raw Sound recorded?
Oh yeah, 2. Yeah, that,
Oh,
nah. That
That's a fucking
I
big venue to have friends and family.
Yeah,
at.
so I was about a year and a
How
half ago.
popular do you think we are?
yeah.
You drumming, you boys, come on.
Yeah. Nah, I think that was the first, actually probably the first or second one where we noticed that there was just like, because before when we used to do it, yeah, we'd just get given a bunch of physical tickets, yeah,
Yeah.
and then you know me and Pierce would sell like 20 each, and then Nard would sell 20, and Johnny would sell like -4, and then yeah, and then like.
People would turn up, look
Yeah.
at Johnny and go, nah.
And then the promoter would be like, "Oh yeah, we'll put the tickets online."
Yeah.
And then when they start going online, you wonder who they're going to. Do you know what I mean? And then it just gradually got more online, and then obviously now we don't cut about with physical tickets and stuff. But yeah, now it's just all online, and people just get them that way. You just never know, so it's nice, man. Especially when you know people make an effort of saying like they've travelled from fucking mad places to come to these hometown gigs and even out of town and stuff. Yeah,
Because
it's
to be
nice.
fair, like, I've been in the pub over like, the last 2 or so weeks. Like, you know, being there with like a mate who like is a Libertines fan and stuff. Doesn't go to gigs in Birmingham. So as I mention your name, he's oh yeah, love the Claws, man. He's like, oh, they supported the Twang, didn't they? Because he's a massive Twang fan.
Yeah.
So he saw when you did the social distance. Shit.
Yeah.
And like, it's just a great position for you guys to be, because then it kind of turns people back onto the Birmingham scene. Like, I think people don't give it credit because I think it's quite an uncool city, isn't it? Really. Like,
Yeah.
If you're not from Liverpool or Manchester, like people will pay to come and see a band from Liverpool playing Brum.
Yeah, I know what you
But
mean.
it's very rarely reciprocated, is it? Like.
Yeah, I know what you
From
mean.
two musicians who aren't doing fuck all. So to be fair, it's probably different for you two.
There's a lot of element of truth in that. I feel like Birmingham. Obviously, you mentioned like the Jaws and Peace and all that scene. I kind of always feel like it's almost a different generation. Like, most of them are a different generation, but
Yeah, of course.
even Jaws, like even when we started, they were kind of already separate, and I don't think they've really kicked on from where they got to.
No.
Which is a shame because like when we were like 16, they were probably the biggest.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
I don't think
Because like Peace Peace should be so much like their third album was incredible and it should have been like a proper mainstream.
Well, you have hits like Lost on Me and stuff like that, and you're thinking that you listen to tunes like that and you think, oh, surely they should be in the same league as like Two Door Cinema Club or still circling festivals and that, but never.
Yeah, it's a hard one to explain, and you can never really point your finger, I don't think, on why things.
Yeah.
You know, why things maybe die off or don't go as far as what you think. Do you know what I mean?
But I think we said it about you guys are like, obviously, because you're able to kind of go out of Birmingham and do shows, it was mainly with this feeling, wasn't it? That kind of got you out of town,
not at first, man. We did it completely ourselves. I mean, I think this was just before, actually.
Yeah.
Like, people started catching on and stuff. We booked a tour by ourselves, and the whole tour sold out. And I think it just made people turn heads, and it's like, oh, who's these, like, do you know what I mean, 4 lads that have just booked this tour themselves, and it's gone. And then obviously fucking promoters' ears prick up and shit, like, do you know what I mean?
There's money to be made.
Yeah, and like, and then you know, people want to be involved in what you're doing because they think there's something special going on.
Yeah. How did you promote it then? So if you just booked the tour, was In My Element out?
No, it was Where Are You Now that was out when we did that one.
Because that got about 16,000 streams on Spotify, was it?
Where Are You Now?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't really check the streams now, but
So you want for the numbers, like keep an eye on them, or?
Nah, not really. I mean, when a new tune comes out and stuff, we kind of want to make sure it's doing well and stuff. But yeah, after a while, as long as it's been received well and people are digging it and stuff, we're happy because we're proud of it anyway. So.
To be fair, we speculate constantly like how bands kind of get opportunities and like what it maybe takes to get to the next level where people are coming that aren't your friends and family. And we do kind of see a correlation between like. Ladama kind of had like when they had like Devils and stuff like hit over 30,000. Like, was they going? Well, I wonder if that will correlate to gig sales in Birmingham. They're like, will there be people coming that know of them because they found it through like a playlist or something? And we're always constantly trying to like find that. So I suppose maybe this podcast will probably hopefully break down like ways you can kind of get to the next level. Because obviously you boys are in, you're getting opportunities and. But you're proving yourself as well when you do get. I mean, like
it's refreshing to see how organic it is, to be honest.
Yeah, we like when we always say, man, like when we kind of started, it's only took us 4 years to get opportunities.
Nice one, brother.
Yeah, I'll have one as well, mate, please. I want to try it. I want to see what the crack is.
Zesty,
Are you sponsored by them or something?
Nah, I'm trying
Fucking
to.
wish.
Trying to, bro. Like
try it, orange juice. What's it called? Orange Boom.
Orange Boom presents music and mental health. Probably just correlate with the decline of mine, to be honest.
It's just promoting like mental health issues.
And it actually says premium lager beer on there as well.
Mate,
you know what? I like it.
4% in Belgium if you're not premium.
It is zesty, man.
Much worse.
Yeah, I actually like that.
It's decent, isn't it? Mate, it's an underrated beverage.
We did call it a pokey beer, to be fair.
Mate, it's refreshing.
Nah, it's nice that.
It's alright, isn't it?
As if we ended up talking about beer. Fucking hell.
I just sit and talk about beer all day.
Yeah. I'd rather that than band.
You're there going, I don't know what stream was on. I've never had this before.
So obviously you hit a point where you're starting to obviously sell shows out and stuff. And then obviously In My Element hit, you put that out, and obviously it fucking blew. So did you see the rise when In My Element came out?
Nah, we were too busy fucking enjoying it, man.
We
were just
I don't think we really realised until about 3 weeks after.
Yeah, the start of the pandemic, mate. We were like, oh, that was good, that was, wasn't it? We had a bit of fun there.
Until we came off the beer and actually spent a day in the house and then went, it's actually done all
that.
Did you get free entry into snobs? It'll happen so fast, man.
All the fucking time, man.
Yeah. Do you actually? Do you genuinely get free entry into snobs?
Well, it depends who's working, man. If it's like big DJ Dave, Hero, and shouted.
I've been snobs in 2 years now.
No one else.
Year and a half, well, nearly 2 years.
So basically the day before the pandemic.
Yeah.
I
think it was
a beautiful Tuesday in June.
I think it was probably like about a month or two before.
No, it was after.
Considering we used to spend every Wednesday, Friday, Saturday in there for the space of about a year. And a half.
That's mad.
Yeah. He's a good little boozer.
It happened. I don't know, man. It all just happened really fast with that. Do you know what I mean? Like, we obviously worked hard and put a solid campaign together and stuff. And then it done well. But then it was kind of like, oh yeah, you got some festivals. And then it's like, hey, we've done the festivals. And then it was like, right, let's book a tour. Like, you're on tour. And then we've done the tour. And then it was like, right, next year. And then it was like, I got an agent, got this. And it was like, oh yeah, now you can't do anything. So yeah, it all happened like too fast to like be able to enjoy it. Well, not enjoy it, reflect on it at the time.
Yeah. I imagine it is quite a whirlwind.
It was seriously enjoyable. Like,
Seriously.
Seriously.
I think it aged just about fucking 10 years.
Is that what the video was in Snobs? Because how much time you were spending there?
Nah, not even, man. We just wanted to. The tune's about like just going out and.
I think it was a little bit because.
It must have been, man. Because it's about Birmingham nightlife, and we used to go there a lot. But
yeah,
we just thought, oh, we'll shoot it like there, and then we asked them, and they said yeah. And then we just got a load of our mates down, and the only reason that was happening because they opened the bar. So that's the only reason. That's the only reason anyone else is there, bar us. They opened the bar, and then
the drummer.
and everyone just got really pissed in there, and that's the music video, man.
Did he turn into a night out?
Yeah, it did.
I don't think I went home for 4 days, man. I think I left my guitar in Snobs.
I had work the next day, so I had to go home.
I've got a qualm with that though, because your string snapped in the video, isn't it?
How do you know that?
Because you can see it dangling, and I was like,
no.
I was like, you haven't even took it off the chimney.
Nah, you know what it was? Because it was a Gretsch, and I dropped it, my guitar, because my fucking peg was off, and my tuning peg like snapped off. So that's why I couldn't do anything with it, because it was like attached and.
Oh man, that's good.
And I had the bouncer from Snobs trying to like sort it with me. And that.
Sorry, man. It's a bunch of rookies, man. Yeah, you guys spare a string for the video.
Funny story, and then that's why in the second half of the video when we're in that white room, I'm not playing that guitar. I'm playing this weird.
Fucking,
jazz.
I didn't notice that though.
Yeah, I'm playing this like weird jazz master thing.
Nah, I didn't even notice it, bro.
Yeah, see.
No, it's a string.
I never even noticed that.
Yeah, I'm playing my you know, I had that turquoise Jag for about 3 months and I didn't like it.
Whose was that?
Mine. I brought it and then sold it straight after.
I don't like Jags, to be fair.
Yeah, mate, they're grim, man. But I literally I didn't have any. I didn't even have any other guitars to like pretend to play with. So yeah, that was the only one. So
my element's basically Birmingham nightlife because
the lyrics.
Because kind of what I'm grabbing from it a little bit lyrically is obviously it's kind of the drug scene a little bit. Obviously. Yeah. Was that intentional or was that just kind of wrapped up in like
No, I think I was trying to like I actually think I wrote the lyrics to it in sixth form. Or would it be an out? Was that a different song I'm thinking of? Would we be an out of sixth form?
Nah, mate, we weren't sixth form because Niall had the riff in sixth form, but we didn't come back to it for years.
I wrote it in work. I wrote it in work on like a Monday morning after like a heavy weekend. And I used to work in Boots, innit?
Nice.
Rock and roll.
Surrounded by drugs.
Mate, and I'll tell you exactly where the tampons are if you ever want to. But I was standing in work, and what I used to do on Monday mornings in work, because it used to just be dead, I used to be standing around pretending to do something. But I'd have like get a little bit of receipt paper out of the till and just start writing lyrics on the back of it.
Nice.
So I had already had kind of the riff in the head, so I just started writing lyrics on it and stuff because I'd already previously come up with the chorus, and I was just trying to throw every kind of drug euphemism in there as possible, like disco biscuit and stuff like that, and just it was almost kind of like me joking around with it a little bit, and then when I came home and then put the words to the tune, did a bit of tweaking and that, I was like, no, it's actually quite a good lyrical set there, and
there's quite a lot to it though, isn't it? I think like after the first few listens you get the gist of what it's about, and then each line kind of has a little nugget that you can kind of grow with it as well, I think, like as a listener.
Yeah. I don't think I didn't even know the lyrics, for a while. I swear, man. Because we just used to play it live, and I just used to focus on my bit. I mean, so I didn't know, and then it was only actually probably when it come out, or listen back to a mix or whatever, that I actually listened to the lyrics properly. And stuff.
The big question is, did you win a tenfold, or was it more like a 3-way acca? Is that
the
thing?
I think to this day I still haven't won a fucking tenfold. It's been like 2 years. I was kind of me just hoping a little bit, and then when you get a bit further down the tune, I think we always used to go. Well, not we. You didn't. I always used to go like raves and stuff in in the rainbow, and that was open and stuff like that. So I was kind of just trying to throw a little, like where it says 4 new colours in the rainbow. So the colours used to be an event on in rainbow.
Oh, okay.
And then me and my mates always used to hate bassline music and like drum and bass shit. So it's just kind of just again like just joking around, like no bassline, just straight techno and jokey little things like that. But I think that's probably one of the lyrics that people like resonate with. They always.
Funny thing, it's
I'm listening and I hate bass and I hate techno as well.
Yeah, it's a load of indie kids, man. Who've never heard either.
It's interesting to be broken down, though. To be fair, because obviously you wouldn't really pick that up unless you were there, would you? So
I just thought the colours in the rainbow was just like M&MH or ecstasies. I just thought it was a thing off that.
It's kind of a double meaning. Yeah. To me, it means something different. But like if you listen to it, as just like a normal like listener, just listen to you probably think something else.
We'll take it back slightly actually. From you personally as a songwriter, do you all the songwriting or? No,
I don't do all of it. I do predominantly most of the lyrics since our first few tunes, but the music and stuff, some of it's me, but a lot of the stuff it's kind of a group effort, or myself and Liam have co-written a few songs, especially recently.
Especially through the pandemic. It's changed, man, because
music wise, and then we've just written a nice slow one.
Yeah,
and Niall does a lot of the music stuff as well, and so does Johnny. He writes his own bass line. So
I see your Instagrams, like you do like late night demo making.
Yeah, you can never. That's the thing, man. You can never like dictate sort of like how someone's creative someone's going to be. So you can't really force it, man. So we all just chip in and to make sure we do our
like trust each other to bring good ideas to the table, sort of thing. Though, is that?
Yeah, definitely, man. I think we never like shun anything that gets put in front of us. Like, you know, I just going back to like In My Element, like that was a riff Niall had years previous, and then Piers come back to it years after. So it just shows that we're like constantly banking in on these ideas, and you know, and even if it's not working at the time, just try it later on and stuff.
Yeah, it's one of them. I mean, there's countless songs that I've kind of written and then sent in. And there's a song we wrote recently which is unreleased. Well, I think I wrote it in my shed and then took it to the lads. I was like, I've just written this. Like, what do you think? And they were like, Nah, I don't like this.
They're going to be a solo now.
It's very good. It's always one of those. You kind of got to go all right, and through your teeth going fuck usual.
Yeah.
And then we went into the studio and recorded it, and it sounded sick. So it's one of them. It's like you've kind of got to not jump on your first opinion of someone's song when they send it in, because like you said, when Niall sent that riff in at first, which
none of us liked it. Well, it's not none of us liked it. We just didn't.
It's just like, oh, it's all right. It's that and the other, and now it's like a really cool riff. So you kind of just got to be really patient with it.
When did you guys feel like you found like the sound that people associate with you guys now? Was that something that come naturally like years ago, or?
No, I don't think there was. I think when we probably listened back to In My Element, man, we were like, that sounds like the Claws, because it was a big changing period for us, man.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? We discovered a bit more of a look. We went to a brand new studio, worked with like a top dog producer, and we just really changed and put like everything into it. And then I think when we listened back to us, it sounded like us, man, because it's like rock and roll riffs. Do you know what I mean? Then you had like that techno element that Pierce is into with like, you know, a lot of the synths and stuff. And then it had a lot of like disco and funk for the bass line, which is what we're all into. So I think like that was collectively a song that represents us as musicians, and probably what we were trying to say and put across. Because we've always said we want to put out like positive music, man. We're not into putting like moaning and that. So
we are.
Well, no. Outside of songwriting, we're fucking whingers, man. But
I'm gonna check the fucking laptop. Why? Because the fucking screen's gone.
Oh shit.
No, fuck me.
How long have you been flopping about that?
Mate, I was literally sweating.
Probably because you got a parker on your ass.
To be fair, like, we
never take this off.
Obviously, you mentioned like kind of growing up like 70s music. To be fair, like it's obviously a massive thing you can hear. Like you can hear the 12 bar sort of blues things, but you can hear that 4 to the floor, and there's not really anyone else doing that. To be fair, is there? But since you mentioned like obviously changing like your image a bit slightly as well, like.
Yeah, I think like obviously as people, do you know what I mean? What you were into 5 years ago is probably not what you're into now.
But I think what's cool though is that like, you know, you kind of see it like Rob as well from Canada. Like you kind of made like a bit of like a group. It's like a bit of a gang where like everyone's looking at you from the outside and going, they look like cool motherfuckers. Man. Like,
yeah, then you get to know us, man.
no, you're all there in like boot cut flares and everything. I'm like, that's a bit of me. That is. I just never had the balls to pull it off. I ain't got the hair either. Man.
You never know until you try, man.
Yeah, we're in a bit of like, you know what I mean? We're like in our early 20s.
Yeah.
And then, you know what I mean? We can wing anything while you're in a band, I think.
That's true.
Yeah, I think
You
so.
know what I mean?
That's
Like,
why
semi,
we're
like,
sad
you-
singer-songwriters.
You can't really, but like, if you're brave enough on the odd day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, quite lucky, man. We're in a group with like quite like-minded individuals, and we're all into the same shit. Yeah, same clothes and fashion.
Yeah, yeah.
It's resulted in a lot of borrowed clothes. Yeah.
Why did you look at me? Mate?
Yeah, a lot of like shared tunes and stuff, and it's good, man. 'Cause you bounce off it.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
like you take the best bits from what people are giving to you. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
It's interesting because you can see it at different levels in the scene, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, because you guys are obviously really doing well. You guys and Candid are doing really well. But then obviously, there's kind of on our level, which isn't fucking. It's 5 tickets on a
Masses
fucking
and the Pines
Friday
are
night.
kind of doing like their sort
Yeah.
of like football casual sort of like
Who's this? Sorry.
like the Masses and the Pines.
Yeah.
So like the Masses are friends of the Pines, but the Massive only just put one single out, so they're very new to like the
Yeah.
whole scene.
But it's still that sort of thing. You got the new Ladama.
Yeah, New and Ladama are kind of in their own bracket
Yeah,
together. aren't they?
it's interesting because we're looking from the outside, going like he says, look at them fucking cool motherfuckers doing well. Like, we're there going fucking fair play.
Yeah.
It's nice to fucking.
But I've got
see
some
that.
flares in my wardrobe, man. They've never seen the light of day. I did.
Mate, fucking get them on.
Yeah.
Like,
Get them on.
I ain't got the ass for it. I ain't gonna lie, boys. I ain't
Neither
got
of
the
us, man. Few socks down there, you're alright, man.
Mate,
You're so-
first gig, bro, I had this leopard print pimp coat, man, and I was like, this is going to be my look. Like, obviously, I'm named after Mark Bolan from T-Rex, so I was like, I was always going to try and wear leopard print. And then as the band's kind of split, I'm like, okay, I'm like solo, and I'm just listening to more and more Ryan Adams. It's getting more and more depressing. I'm like, I can't wear the leopard print coat anymore. I was like, don't think I ever pulled it off anyway. I was like,
I don't
no,
think you
really.
did.
Nah,
To be honest.
nah, definitely, man.
The
Wear
only
what
person
you
that
want.
can tell you if you pulled it off or not is you. Just
Yeah.
fucking
Nah, I think my mum would quite on that.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Mark, you look like a twat.
My mum calls me a dick as well, mate. It's even worse, and it's even worse with Scottish accent.
That's brilliant. Mate.
Yeah, if you can handle the abuse off your mum, once you get past that, actually, you're free as a bird, mate. Anything, the world is your oyster.
It's like coming out to your mum like, Mum,
Yeah.
I'm going to wear flares.
Yeah. And now I like
Mum,
seeing
Dad,
that.
sit down.
Yeah,
I've got something to tell you.
Now I like
Well,
seeing
I
how far I
love
can push you.
leopard print.
I want to be Mark Bolan.
My dad said, like, I know, I named you after him. So, what's your day-to-day running as a band then? So, do you got like a group chat? Do you rehearse like 2-3 times a week, like non-pandemic or?
At the moment, we take it as it is, like, with loads, all the shit we got coming up, man. Especially at the moment, it's quite exciting because it's like all the offers are finally coming back in.
Yeah.
We're going in the studio actually on Monday.
Okay.
So we're doing something really exciting there. We can't really say much about it yet, but
Yeah.
been working really hard towards that. So it's just kind of like dealing with the task in hand and always moving forward.
Yeah.
And and then we've got a really good agent now and stuff, so he's getting some really good support and stuff. So
Oh, great.
we got our lock up during
That's fucking
during
sick.
thingy. Yeah, we moved out of Pirate and we got a lock up. So and we've all invested a lot into our gear and shit,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
pedals and all that. So yeah, just building. When gigs start again, man, we want to be like, do you know what I mean, the forefront of everything.
Yeah,
happening, you know what I
yeah.
mean, really good live sound, really good show and shit. So just working on making that happen.
Because you guys you've done an album to come out, or you're doing an
Oh,
album?
we've written like an album's worth,
Yeah.
written, recorded an album's worth of tunes, yeah.
Because I don't know if you mentioned that on Instagram, but then I saw the socially distant shows, and like all the Instagram stories I kind of saw from the night. Like I did see another evolution in your sound. I was like, I kind of saw where you was coming again. I was like, I could just hear you going, "There's some fucking great tracks there."
Yeah.
From the snippets I heard, I was like,
Yeah.
"There's some cool things happening there, man."
That
Like,
them gigs were kind of like a trial for us. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously we thought we weren't going back into lockdown and shit, but we were going to wait till things go back to normal, man.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's hard to put across the tunes we kind of play and write.
Yeah.
Well, you know, your mum sat down like his parents' evening or something.
Yeah,
do you know what I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
in a crowd. But yeah, we thought like, you know, it's unfair of us really, so we wanted to do these gigs,
yeah,
and we'd spent a whole lockdown like, writing all this new material, and we just wanted to take it for a spin, man, and
Yeah.
see how well it was received, and it was probably better received than any of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
tunes that we
Yeah,
played
yeah.
that had already been out. So it's a good sign, and now they're all coming out thick and fast and stuff,
Yeah.
and buzzing to be putting them out finally.
yeah. When's the next one out then?
Aye.
When's the next one out?
That's we literally been planning it today.
Oh,
so
okay.
Planning,
Don't
we've
fucking
been,
talk about that.
arguing,
Planning, yeah.
arguing about
Arguing
it.
about it today.
So you know, like the rest, like the other two members of the band, have you kind of got a set goal for what you want to aim for, same goal? So like when you're in the studio going, it's got to sound like this, and we're going to put like strings on it. And we're going to do.
Nah,
this
I think we just take it for what it is, isn't it? Like, and we just.
I don't know, because certain songs you know how they're gonna sound.
Yeah, you got the foundation. You
Yeah.
know, you kind of got a good idea, but like in the studio, we don't cower away from like something new. Because our producer's a madhead, man.
Oh, okay.
Matt Terry, yeah, he's the maddest cunt I've ever met in my life, and he's just mental, and he's so talented.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean. I think he really understands our sound and stuff now. So
Well,
when we're doing it, he knows. He's got a good sense of where to take it. Do you know what I mean? Where to push us in.
I think
and
it's
learn
great
new
when you
shit.
can trust an outsider, can't you? Like someone who's not in the band day to day. Because I used to hate the push and pull of bringing a song to the band, kind of knowing the sounds that they were going to use on it and going, oh, it's not going to sound quite right. And then you'd have these discussions. I used to hate the discussion. I used to avoid them all the time, didn't I? And I used to hate the idea that you'd almost have to try and send a song to a band when you had an idea as well. Like, 'cause I always thought it was holding back my sound because I wanted to be ambitious and have certain things on it. But
Yeah, I know what you mean.
you couldn't when the other band wanted to do like more of like the bluesy element of what you was doing and stuff like that. Like, have you ever had them sort of struggles in team?
You've always got to kind of be on the same page.
Yeah.
Sort of, but not to a point where you're kind of the same person. If you get what I'm trying to say. So everyone's got to kind of have their own identity, which is what
But then
I kind of feel.
collectively when it's done, you got to love it as well.
Which is what I feel we've been quite lucky with, because even though me and you share a lot of the same influences and stuff and pretty much carbon copy, but we still, in terms of musical composition, quite
Very different, man.
very different.
Yeah, we had the last time we were in the studio, actually we were doing 2 tracks, and like I wrote the first one, and I had this drum beat and this key and this tempo, and like it come to Piers writing the second one to get in the studio, and he was like, I'm just going to use that fucking drum sample he used. So we both used the exact same drum sample and tempo and key, but the 2 tunes that come out as a result of it were like completely different.
Really?
Completely, honestly, like you could not be further away if you tried. So I think it shows, man. But as I mentioned, we're all into different stuff, ain't we? So you got Pierce, who's like a really like pure songwriter, I'd say.
Okay.
Really talented and quite different. And then Niall is quite like a rock drummer, so that adds like the grittiness of it. And Johnny's a really funky bass player, which is where like your disco comes from. And I'm like into like a lot of blues and soul, which is where like a lot of the riffs come from. And then together, it comes. I mean,
and then you put like elements of the arrangement that you love from like soul and stuff.
And then techno, and then they just like they complement each other so well. There's never really a need because when it grows, I think we all kind of agree. Oh yeah, that sounds cool. I don't think there's been anything recently in the past like few years where we went, nah, that is you've completely got the wrong end of the idea there.
So I think that's like something. I mean, it's great that you kind of mentioned the producer really, because I think it's crucial. Like we kept trying to find producers and they never added something to the sound that we like. They just take it down a direction that we ended up loathing by the end of it, really.
Whereas we were quite lucky when we came here to do my stuff. Because you fucking drove me, like, as you probably drive each other.
Yeah.
You drove me from a producer's point of view. And we ended up going.
We do stuff on a budget, so like where you guys probably demo in your house at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then you take that to Vader, which is like 6 studios.
This is the studio.
We come here.
We can't afford that. Trust me. That puts us on our arse. Going there.
Yeah, it is mad though, because like as I say, like when you go and you meet a good producer and stuff like who understands you, not and like understands what you're going for even before you do. Do you know what I mean? They can steer it in a good direction, and I mean we've learnt so much from being in the producer with this guy. Do you know what I mean? He's done like the Enemy album and shit, man. So he you know what I mean?
He gets it.
He's done his bit. Do you know what I mean? And he knows what's understanding. He knows what'd sound good, and what we can be doing different to not make it sound generic.
Yeah.
And just loads of shit. And then as a result of it, we've had fucking pedals that are illegal in Australia on these tunes. Do you know what I mean? We've had gospel choirs on these tunes. Do you know what I mean? We've just had like anything.
How
that
illegal?
That pedal. It's a fuzz pedal, and it's got like an actual thunderbolt in it or something.
Oh, is it the one where you see the current on the
Yeah,
screen?
yeah.
Mate,
It's that one. You can't.
It's not like on a screen. It's the actual
current.
version.
Yeah, and like you can't use it in outdoor festivals. Yeah,
it's literally what is you're not meant to be using it anywhere. Like,
I mean,
you can see like. I think it suits quite well because the first time we used it over lockdown, we got this tune we just recorded called Electric, and
that's really fucking ironic.
It is very ironic, but the riff is it's like the most simple riff you'll ever listen to in your life, but it's somehow
very
effective.
pedal, it sounds dirty.
But we were like, this needs like a proper dirty like fuzz almost going a bit metal, make it sound like quite indie and rock and roll. And then your man comes out with his pedal. I mean, right, be careful, because this pedal is illegal in about 20 different countries.
I was scared to touch it, man.
And he put it down. And he went, right, once I leave this, don't move. I don't know how serious that'd be. Maybe he was just trying to shit me up.
Mate, he's
like, don't move, don't touch it, don't do anything. And I started playing it, and it nearly blew my ears off. And then you could just see this big lightning bolt.
I'll tell you what I reckon then, because I don't reckon that's the pedal I know then, because Anderton's did a music review of a pedal, and it was based off that premise. It was called like the plasma or something.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
it's a plasma, but it's not that one.
Is it like rigged?
Yeah. It's a plasma, but it's like a custom plasma.
Oh shit!
So like it's been like basically.
We've definitely just got our producer arrested.
Yeah, basically, they've tweaked it and shit, so it's even more dangerous.
Yeah, and on that tune as well, it sounded like it should be on a Quentin Tarantino film.
Yeah.
Like we all were taking the piss. Like this sounds like it should just be on like fucking Pulp Fiction or something. And
mate, Josh Hart will be watching this going, okay, fuck.
I know, yeah. Literally, that's what it sounds like, man. And he was like, oh, you should wait to this pedal. But honestly, if you got a sound, he's got the pedal. Do you know what I mean? And he comes down with this fucking box of pedals. And he went, yeah, this is what I call the Tarantino pedal. And I swear, it sounds like they've just used it. And we've got that on the track as well.
See, we're there going through settings going, if it's not on Logic, we can't use it. Like, garage
New
band,
wave chorus scope.
Yeah, it's nice to have them like things that you'd probably never used. And, you know, it's different from all the other studios because they probably ain't got...
Have you been trying to source on there for the live shows? Like?
Nah, I'm going near that plasma right, man.
Just stick to a big one.
Yeah, you have to get... I ain't got access to the dial wet, man. I'll stick my pog.
Build your own.
Yeah.
That's brilliant, man.
Did you ever find the rise... This is a fucking completely left field serious question, but did you ever find the rise like overwhelming? When you had the time to sit down and kind of take it in, did you kind of go...
Nah, man, we worked hard for it, so it was like, we found it warranted and
we
were
just...
prepared. We were just like... We've never looked back really. We're a band that just constantly looks forward, man. Do you know what I mean? We're thinking, how the fuck can we build on this now?
Constantly unsatisfied.
Yeah, constantly unsatisfied, man. We could do like 6 nights at Wembley and be like, fucking should have done a 7th, man. Pissed off.
Sunday's empty,
yeah.
man.
We were speaking about that, weren't we? Because we were like obviously seeing bands doing fucking well. And we were like, we used to sit there and go, I'd be happy playing O2 Academies.
Yeah.
But then you get to O2 Academies and go, well, I want to play fucking arenas. I want to play fucking Wembley.
And is that what just artists fundamentally aren't?
Yeah.
Like, because there isn't a... You know, if you want to be a teacher...
There isn't a point where you're like,
you get a job as a teacher, like, Sam got 6 weeks off in the summer. Like, but that's it, isn't it? Like, you're done.
It's like, what does, like, I know this is a fucking shit comparison, but what the fuck does Ed Sheeran do when he sits there and goes, what do I do next?
I think you get to. I think you do get to a certain level where you kind of just like, right, yeah, I've made it.
Yeah. When you flick the bank open and go,
job.
Just sit there now.
Yeah. Because like, there's always things that... There's always things that can be improved on, isn't there, man? Do you know what I mean? Like, during lockdown, I did have a bit of a reflection, because I used to go to like the festivals when I was like 16.
Yeah.
And then when it was all coming upon my memories and shit, and I was like, oh, I've played the festival that I wanted to play 5 years ago. Do you know what I mean? And it was busy and stuff, so it's that thing. But then I just thought, I can't wait for lockdown to be over to get on a fucking bigger stage, man. Do you know what I mean?
The difference is as well, though, it's like, you know, you can play the festival that you went to, and that would be a massive bucket list thing. But then you also want to do the Sunday night headline, don't you? And you want to... There's still that, isn't there? Like, I remember the Sherlocks and they were playing Reading and Leeds. And they photoshopped themselves in a higher position on the poster.
I remember that.
And, you know, you're looking at it going...
Just give it a rest, man.
Yeah,
have a day
it's ridiculous,
isn't it? Was that 2019?
Might have been the year before, actually.
Because I saw him in the fucking tent.
I think 2019, I photoshopped myself to support Liam Gallagher and put it on Instagram. I was in on the fucking festival.
Because to be fair, actually, when I was like 15, 16, the Sherlocks released like 2 tunes, and I actually thought they were really good. I think it was Chasing Shadows and Live for the Moment. And I thought they were class, man. You know, when you're in that real like young kid indie fan, and you're just starting to get into your own music and stuff. And then after that, you just kind of disappeared a little bit. It happens with so many bands. They're like they don't turn out to be like what they kind of promised to be when they were kind of starting out. And I've always kind of feared about that. I never wanted to be that band. I always want to keep just going up, innit? And never even take a step down. But
it's difficult though, isn't it? Because I think even with the amount of support that, like, say, you know, that they got, like, I know they supported the Cortinas. I think they supported Liam Gallagher. And that was obviously like bucket list things for them. Like, obviously they love. You can tell by their sound that they love them sort of bands.
Yeah.
But then, do you get to the point, you know, if you're not doing something completely different to the norm, like, if you sound like the Cortinas, you're only ever going to support the Cortinas, you're never going to be the next Cortinas, to me. Like, when Arctic Monkeys released AM, we had a running joke whenever we play gigs in around Birmingham, like, you know, Talk Bar and stuff like them shit venues. And we'd be watching, like, the running joke was that every band on the bill would do an Arctic Monkeys cover, and we did too. Like, I think we did Old Yellow Bricks and we did something else, and then we'd also do like Peace covers as well, so we did like Bloodshake and Follow Baby, because
another Birmingham covers band classic, Bloodshake.
Yeah, like,
a lot of Bloodshake.
Yeah, bro. Like, my singer at the time was from Sutton Coldfield, so he loved that shit, like, and but it was one of them things where it's like everyone's trying to be Arctic Monkeys, like, and no one ever come from it really. Well, I suppose the same way, like, the fact that guys can like merge disco and with like the techno and like obviously use backing tracks as well, which kind of gives you that other element. Like, that's not a pun, by the way, that just come out accidentally. Like, I suppose it's one of the things, like, there is no one doing that sort of 70s disco rock and roll crossover, like.
Yeah, well, we never said we were.
I'll forget about Raw Blood's album that's just come out. But other than that, like, you know, it is one of those things where, like, you could see that you could be a bracket that you could really kind of merge a lot of people that like certain genres, and then that becomes the new wave of bands are trying to do that sort of 70s but blues but crossover. Like, you could be the reason that there's going to be 40 other bands in Birmingham in 6 years' time covering In My Element and then doing a set that sounds a lot like your set used to, you know.
Yeah, man. I suppose it's weird you say that, man, because like Peace, like that that 1998 tune is a German techno tune.
Oh, is it?
Originally, it's a cover. It's a cover of a German techno.
That's like a 10-minute long one, isn't
it?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. So they were probably inspired by mad shit, which is why people found it so appealing. Do you know what I mean? Because it was something so new.
Yeah.
But I don't think we ever actually sat down and went, well, we're gonna sound like a disco.
Yeah, of course.
I did.
Huh? Yeah, probably did.
Yeah.
Found naturally for me, and probably the rest of the band, man. I think we do what we do, and then it kind of morphs into something that.
But when you mention like each like influence, though, like you kind of hear that in your band there. So like when you mention like the bass player, obviously doing like funk bass sort of like things.
Yeah.
Like, you do obviously hear and you hear.
You wouldn't find that yourself.
Yeah. You're on about like the drummer like being quite heavy and almost sort of rock and roll, and quite sloppy with like the open hi-hats and everything. Like that just becomes something that like no one else is doing, because. You go and watch, say, a funk band in Birmingham, like, say, the Night Owl, they're going to be very tight on the hi-hats and it's going to be very, like, fall to the floor, and everyone will be doing the same thing where you guys do kind of almost contradict it with the styles that you play, but you make something else, don't you?
Yeah. And then when you got that formula that you're all happy with,
of course.
Yeah, you can kind of, like, not follow that formula, but that's a, you know, foundation for a lot of new shit.
Yeah.
But, yeah, never, like, getting comfy. I mean, these new tunes that we got, like 12 new chants, 12 new chants, man. Yeah, 12 new tunes, and then, but they're all different, man. I don't think you could actually, like, you know, they're so, if you listen to them in a row, I mean, they don't all sound like one big tune.
Does it still sound like an album, though?
Yeah, and it sounds like an album, and it sounds like the Claws.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like all those influences still, but just, you know, like there'll be one where it's like primarily disco based as opposed to rock and roll based.
Okay,
I'm the only one playing guitar, and Pierce has took a step back, and it's primarily synth. And then you've got one that's just like gritty and bluesy as fuck, and we've got like next to no synth on it. Do you know what I mean? So it's like just taking elements out and in, and then seeing what works, and then not putting. Like, we don't put shit in tunes for the sake of it.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Just to like throw it in. Do you know what I mean? I think that's something our producer always says to us.
Is he the one that kind of decides to go, we need this, or we should take that out and kind of make it?
He kind of goes, try it without this, or try it with this. And then obviously it's our decision, do you know what I mean? But he'll go, I'll try it with this, and then you'll see how that breathes a bit more, and then, do you know what I mean? Like, he always takes a piss out of us because we always want bongos on the tune.
Nice,
just for a groove, innit? And he's all like, no more fucking bongos. Like, please, man. He's like, I'm not putting the bongo sample on again.
Mate, bongos are really sad, man. Like,
yeah.
do rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
This is a kind of a personal question, because I come from a very, very different musical background to you three. Like, it's like, obviously you guys are shouting bands out I've never fucking heard of. Because I come from that singer-songwriter, fucking Ben Howard, fucking Bon Iver, all that sort of stuff.
Well, like, to be fair, same as you guys, I come from a non-musical family, but I was 3 years old with a feather boa on pretending to be Mark Bolan. My first gig was Alice Cooper. Like,
I know.
So I got kind of brought up to do that, even though like no one ever had a musical bone in the body. Like, I got a guitar, I was like, oh shit, what do I do this? Like, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So like, because obviously when you're on stage, you got fucking attitude. Like, fucking attitude. You carry yourself well, don't you? You're a fucking big band, and you carry yourselves well on fucking stage, which is something that you've done.
Yeah, I used to.
Do you?
But then everyone used to think I was a prick.
Well,
Do you have that?
Everyone
Like-
thinks that about me.
Yeah.
So it comes with the territory, mate.
But
So-
is that the thing that you notice though? Because I used to get where like people would see me after a show, like again,
I still
never
think
do,
you're-
not doing gigs the size of you guys, but like, I'd come off in front of like say 60 people at the Sunny, and I'd be having a beer and like having a laugh with someone I've just met, and they go, "To be fair, I thought you was giving massive belling bass off how you was on stage." I was like,
Yeah, no,
"Nothing wrong, man, I was just putting on a show."
we've had that a few times, man. But we do other shit in Birmingham, don't we? Like, you
Yeah.
know, and we're quite proud of the fact that like, we're quite charitable. We do a few bits, and
That opened
we've
my
helped
eyes. To be fair, I saw that and went, "Oh shit, they're actually like really good people,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
good,
and
good
then-
people." Like no one else does that, man.
And I think generally like that's quite on that, like, oh, they can't, you know,
Yeah.
can't really be pricks because, you know, I think every stage persona's not like, look at Alex Turner, man. Do you know what I mean? You see him in an interview, he's awkward, he's shy, and then on stage he's fucking twerking. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just different. You know what I mean?
Is there going to be any twerking in the calls, or
Huh?
is there going to be any twerking?
Yeah, that's what we've been working on during lockdown.
When Macca hasn't got a
Yeah.
guitar, he's gonna be there like.
Yeah,
Just you, mate.
yeah, that's what we're on about, improving our live show.
That's brilliant, man.
I think that's a good place to take a break.
Yeah, we'll take a
We'll
look.
take a 5-minute break, and then we'll start hitting.
I want to go into songwriting more as well, because you mentioned he's a delicate songwriter.
Yeah, man.
I want to feel your heart.
5-minute break.
Alright, so.
Sound.